Hey guys, Scotty here with Strength Rebels. I'm going to do a follow-up to the part one of this video that you heard Coach Chad talking about the importance of movement mechanics and when we allow deviations from what we would consider to be optimal movement, whatever that is. I think that's one of the big messages here is understanding what actual good movement is and the relevance of it is really important. A lot of really good articles, if you want to read on this, we'll post some of the links in the description section. But really, I break this out into three separate things. I break this out into looking at movement from a perfect movement or a in the gym setting, and that's really what Chad was talking about, was what do we do in the gym, even from a rehab perspective. So we're looking for really good movement mechanics, something that's going to allow someone to maintain longevity with their training and develop resilience in the strength of a movement pattern. There are two other sides to it too. There's also the movement resilience side, which is actually trying to get more movement and develop more ability to have different movements within your training. And then there's a third aspect where we're looking at picking on a particular pattern. So the first example Chad covered really well, that if we're trying to load someone and progressively increase their loading through developing strength, we do want good movement. So we're going to be looking at things, training through optimal ranges, which would basically be within a neutral range. So Chad used the example of a round back deadlift. When we're getting a rehab client to train in the gym, for the most part, we're not going to allow any round backs. We're going to keep them in a neutral range position. Okay, so what we're going to do from there is, if we have someone who is trying to develop resilience in their training, so if you have someone that wants to increase their movement and maybe potentially avoiding some painful ranges, we can allow a lot of things to happen in terms of getting away from neutral or the neutral range. So allowing a bit of a flexed spine is not a problem, and that's actually something that we do want to build capacity, but we're not going to do it under load. We're not going to do it under a significant load, and the purpose of it is not to develop strength. It's to develop movement resilience. The third one is about a particular movement pattern. So if you've got someone post-injury that really has to train within a very small range, and you have to develop their ability to stay within a neutral range or positioning throughout their daily life, you may actually get them to train with really no deviations no matter what they do. So this is sort of the traditional PT and sport type model that we would get into if we're rehabbing someone into a sport, where we might be very specific and say we want a very specific position, not a neutral range, but even a very specific position within the neutral range. From our perspective, from the Strength Rebels perspective, we would really advocate that the bulk of the work that you're going to do in the gym is really going to be with good movement. We can allow some resilience in terms of getting them to do other things. This is where yoga and other practices come in and can be really useful. And then you can get some of the nitty-gritty little stuff in terms of getting positioning down where we want it if you're really trying to focus on something specific. But we would tend to spend the most of our time from a rehab perspective within the first continuum, where we're in the gym developing strength with good movement. That's it for now. Hope you enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe and comment and like if you have some comments. Thanks, guys.